Hi guys, it's Nancy and I'm going to show you today how easy it is to get started with your brand new fuse foiling system. And just like it says here, foiling made simple with the fuse foiling system. Hands down, the easiest way to get flawless foiling, okay, with the fuse foiling system. Gina K has made it easy with this machine, and the price point is very, very, very on point. You guys know that Gina K always gives you a good value. When she released her original fuse system, it was lavender in color, which is nice. But let's face it, not everybody is a purple gal. So a lot of you guys were waiting for this machine to come out in white because it matches everybody's craft room in white, okay? So the only difference between this system and this system is the color. When the system was launched in the lavender, lilac, light purple, it did come with a starter set, which included a couple packs of Poly-glaze and a couple packs of foil. That's the only difference. So the white system is white, and it does not include that starter pack of foils and Poly-glaze. That's the only difference. So I'm going to unbox this, and I'm going to show you how easy it is for you to get started. If you have been thinking about toner foiling and you have been daunted by the fact, I'm going to show you how simple it is. It's going to take us less than 15 minutes to get started. So I'm going to move my lilac one out of the way. And if you are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Nancy. I have a group called Foiling Snobs Club, so you might want to join us. It is on Facebook, and Miss Gina K has sent me this machine, and I told Miss Gina I don't need another machine. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to give this machine away. So after this demonstration, I'm going to be eligible to give this away, so stay tuned. At the end of this video, I will tell you how you can win this machine, and you're going to see me use this here. So inside this box comes the machine. This is going to be a U.S. giveaway. This machine is for U.S. If you are shopping for the machine, this machine is good for U.S. and Canada. There is a machine for Europeans. There's also a machine for Australians. So you're going to check out the Gina K website. I'll have the link down below for you. Also, any of your retailers that sell Gina K products, you should be able to check it out as well. So inside is going to be your owner's manual. It will tell you how to plug the machine, turn it on, the settings. It will tell you how to load the machine, what each of the settings mean. I'm going to go through most of that for you today. Inside will be a sample of some foiling. Now, these are toner printed. They're printed with a special laser printer. Okay, and some samples of foil. The most important thing in all of this is this guy right here, which is a carrier sheet, okay? I'm not going to use any of these. I'm going to put all of these back in the box for the lucky winner. The only thing I'm going to use today is the actual machine. And I promise you, that's not going to hurt anything. We're just going to test out the machine. Styrofoam kind of came apart in the box. So you will get the machine. I'm testing it for you to make sure it all works. Look at me as your quality control tester, okay? You might get some extra goodies from me too for allowing me to test it. Got some tape on here. Does come wrapped in plastic. I'm going to see if I can leave that plastic on there for you. I want to wipe all this styrofoam off of there. All right, so what's unique about the fuse machine is it has two heated rollers inside, one at the top, one at the bottom, and it provides pressure. So as your toner printed image or your Poly-glaze image, and Gina K is the only one that has Poly-glaze printed image. It's a special printing a process which uses basically like a gel or a glaze system, which allows her to do very fine line printed images that we can foil. Other companies use toner printed images, and toner printed images, again, are printed with a laser printer, which are black printed images. You can use either one, toner printed images or Poly-glaze, okay? But they must be printed in order for the fuse system to work, right? You can also try other things like Gina K has shown where she uses very fine embossing powder. You're going to plug this in, depending on what country you live in. You will buy the machine that has the right voltage and plug for your country. Then you're going to turn the power on here, and it has a release switch. Now, what this release switch does is it is spring-loaded. It will open or release the rollers inside. Remember what I told you? There's a heated roller at the top and a heated roller at the bottom. This is an advantage over a laminator. A laminator does not provide pressure and does not provide heat on both rollers. Usually there's only one roller that has heat. So that's the advantage. If you are somebody who is serious about foiling, you need to have 2 heated rollers, okay? All right, so what we're going to do is I have it plugged in. We're going to turn the power on here. And usually with Gina K, you want to be on 3 or 4. So 0 is no heat, 5 is the highest heat. And again, all of this will be in the owner's manual. But with Gina K, you want to be at 3 or 4. This opening, and again, the plastic's not in the way there. I'm going to try to do this because we're not going to have a very long demonstration. When you get this at home, you do want to remove the plastic. Actually, I am going to remove the plastic because I don't want any of that melting and destroying the finish. So somebody is going to get a nice, like I said, demonstrated machine here. All right, it is going to beep and light up. All right, and we're going to go to 3, and that's going to turn green when it's ready to go. You'll see how quickly that does that. Again, with laminators, not all laminators heat up hot enough. They don't provide enough heat. They don't provide enough pressure. And a lot of laminators, you have to let go for at least a half an hour. So when it comes to foiling, you want some kind of a foiling machine. That is what this is designed for. So fuse foiling system. If you wanted to do laminating with this, you can also, if it fits in this small opening, this is only about a 6.5-inch opening, you can do some laminating. So small laminating pouches, ID cards, photos, they will fit in here if you want to do small laminating. You cannot laminate full 8.5 by 11 sheets of paper. So again, this is for small things. Remember to pull out your carrier sheet, okay? This is my carrier sheet. Now, Gina K sells extra carrier sheets. These are not laminating pouches. They do not have adhesive in them. It is very important that you have these. If you lose this or you throw it away, or sometimes the machine does eat them, you can purchase extras. I would advise you, if you purchased your machine and you did not purchase these, to go ahead and get them. You can get these extras from Gina K, Scrapbook.com, or again, wherever your local craft store is that you get your Gina K supplies, all right? Gina K also has partnership with ThermoWeb, and ThermoWeb also sells their brand, which is like a parchment paper, which you can use these in a pinch as well. You can cut them down. I'll show you what the packaging looks like here as soon as I can find it. But you can use folded copy paper, folded parchment paper, not wax paper. There is a difference. Here it is. It's called Craft and Carrier Sheets. And you can see I have a big package here. I cut them in half when I need them. And they are designed to be disposable. So when they get crinkled up, you just throw them away. Because, again, sometimes the machine does eat them, or we make mistakes and foil gets stuck in them, or toner gets stuck in them, and I will show you that in just a second. But you want to have extra carrier sheets, okay? These are designed to get sticky and icky and yucky, and that's so your machine is protected, okay? But do not throw this away when you open the box. It's very important that you pull this out and do not throw this away, and have extras of these, okay? You'll notice that my machine is green. Let's get to foiling. Enough talking about it. This is how simple it is. So you're either going to grab your toner or your Poly-glaze sheets. It's just a matter of how it's printed. This system needs something, the foil needs something to stick to. So I'm going to show you 2 ways to do foiling. We're going to do regular foiling, and then we're going to do what's called the inverse foiling or waste foiling, some people call it. So I have this brand new Blanket of Snow Poly-glaze sheets. Now, Poly-glaze is just Gina K's way of printing. It is printed with a special ink glaze. You'll notice it's kind of a gray color instead of black. Black is the toner or laser printed. And you'll notice that it's kind of raised. Can you see that? And again, that just allows Gina to get very fine lines and intricate printing done. Then we're going to grab toner foils. They need to be toner foils, not hot foils. That's very important. You want to make sure you buy the right kind of foils. There's a lot of foil companies out on the market, so you want to make sure you buy the right company's foils. They have to be toner foils. If you're not sure, again, if you join my Facebook group, Foiling Snobs Club, we break it down by companies. You'll know if you use the wrong foil because it will not foil properly. If you use hot foils, the whole thing will foil. So I'm going to use Gina K Brilliant Blue for my snowflakes. And what you want to do is you want to cut down your foil to just slightly larger than the size of your panel. You're going to keep this, put it back in your packaging, okay? Now, how do you put the foil on? You always want to make sure the pretty side is facing you. So foil is attached to a clear backer sheet, okay? What's going to happen is during the transfer process, the foil is going to adhere to this Poly-glaze. The heat will heat up this glaze. The foil will remove itself from this transfer sheet and will stick to the Poly-glaze, okay? The magic words are dusty, dusty. We want to use a Swiffer or a duster brush. This is just a regular makeup brush. We want to use this only for foiling, okay? So you're going to hear me say dusty, dusty. I'm dusting off any debris, dust, pat hair, embossing powder. We are taking off dust. You do not want to use a dusting buddy, okay? We want to remove dust, not static, just dust. Okay, so now I'm going to take the dull side of the foil or the back side of the foil, and it's going to touch my Poly-glaze sheet. Okay, so pretty side of the foil should always be facing you. We're going to put that inside our carrier sheet. The folded part of the carrier sheet goes into the opening of the machine, and you want to make sure it goes in straight and centered. All right. It doesn't matter if it goes face up or face down, again, because the rollers are on the top and the bottom and they're heated. But I want to hold that and be patient, and I'm holding that as it goes through. I want to make sure it's centered, and I want to make sure that that comes out the backside before I let go of it. All right. And you'll see that that's going to come through the backside now. And sometimes if we put them in crooked, again, these can get locked up in the machine. That's where this release button comes in. You would hold that release button and it will unlock the rollers, and then you can pull the jam out. Here's the hard part. You have to be patient. You have to wait for this to cool down before you reveal it, because we want the binding process to happen. As this cools down, the foil is binding to that Poly-glaze. So we want to give this a second to cool down. As this cools down, I want to talk about full toner sheets, okay? So there is black full toner sheets, and Gina K has white Poly-glaze sheets. Now, when you get your white Poly-glaze sheets, it's very important that you immediately open these, and you want to buy these when you buy your foil. And you'll notice there is a glossy side and there's a matte side. As soon as you open your packaging, take a pencil and mark the back with an X. Okay, you'll notice I already did that. Take a pencil and mark the back with an X. And you want to do that because this whole thing is covered in glaze. And we want to know that because one side is matte and one side isn't. So this side, foil will not stick to. So when we put this in the machine, if we do not cover the right side with foil, this is what happens. It ruins our carrier sheet. And that is the point of the carrier sheet. And I kept this on purpose as a demonstration to you guys that I, the foiling empress, did not do that. And I ruined a carrier sheet. And that's why I would rather have this ruin my carrier sheet than ruin my machine. So as soon as you get your Poly-glaze machine or Poly-glaze sheets, make sure you put 2 X's. So I did that because as I cut it in half, I know which side is the shiny side and the dull side. Okay, you think, oh, how would I not know that? I can tell from looking at it. Believe me, it's very easy to mistake. Okay, now this is cooled down. And here's where the magic happens. We're going to pull the foil off. And you can see that is beautifully foiled. It's shiny. It's not going to flake off and rub off. Stunning, right? Okay, now here's the other fun part. Now we have this leftover foil. Some people call it waste foil. Some people call it reverse foil. Here's where the Poly-glaze comes in. So here is a full sheet. This whole thing is glaze, which means foil is going to stick to this whole thing. Again, this is going to melt. It's going to cause a binding process when it touches the heat. The backside is marked with X. So foil is not going to stick to this backside, just the front side. So we're going to take this leftover foil. We're going to get 2 for the price of 1. This foil is still on this carrier sheet. Again, this is a transfer process. So we're going to dusty the back side of the foil. We're going to dusty the shiny part. And we're going to cover this up. Again, we cover the shiny side. We want to make sure that entire thing is covered. We don't want any white exposed because if anything white is exposed, it's going to melt. Again, always putting it inside our cover sheet. If I would put that in like that, all of this white would stick to my carrier sheet. Transfer folder, carrier sheet, whatever you want to call it. So we want to make sure that this whole thing is covered. Okay, it's fully covered. Folded edge goes inside the machine. Now, whenever you are done, you want to make sure that you use the storage pockets these come in because foiling can be very delicate. So we always make sure that we put our Poly-glaze away when we're done, our toner sheets away when we're done, our foil when we're done. You don't want to allow any dust, debris, pet hair. You don't want anything to get scratched or damaged because that can prevent the foil from adhering in the future. So always use the storage pockets that they come in. This is done. Let it cool before you reveal it. Now there is a different way of revealing the Poly-glaze. So we put everything back in its storage pockets. Now if you want to learn more about foiling, you can subscribe to my channel. I have a full list on foiling called Toner Foiling Playlist. And if you want to know about hot foiling, That is on the Glimmer system, the foil press system, the Go Press and Foil. That is hot foiling, is a completely different foiling system, different machines, different foils. I also have a hot foiling playlist, but this is again toner foiling. You can follow me. I would love that. Now, when this is cool, to reveal Poly-glaze, which is, now this is all foiled. You could certainly leave it like this, but again, this is attached to a carrier sheet. You need to rip this off quickly. So what we're going to do is pull very quickly like a Band-Aid. And now this is discarded. So the foil has been completely removed. And this is now waste, garbage. And you got 2 for the price of 1. So we have our original Poly-glaze, which is beautifully foiled. And we have the white Poly-glaze, which now has foiled the reverse foil or the inverse foil or the negative foil, whatever you want to call it. So 2 for the price of 1. That is how easy it is to foil. So all you do is you pick your design, which you can use Poly-glaze or foil. Gina K calls hers foil mates. So you can pick your Poly-glaze or your foil mates. You're going to dusty or Swiffer it. That's all you need. A brush or a Swiffer. You're going to pick your foil, and you always want to make sure the color of the foil is facing you. You're going to put it inside your carrier sheet. Folded side goes in the machine. I would start at a setting of 3. Sometimes with Poly-glaze you need to go to 4, but 3 or 4 are your best settings. You should never need to go to 5 with these. Okay? And then you're going to peel it and reveal it. And now these are ready to go. I can die cut these, I can ink over these, I can color over these. And Gina K inks work beautifully because they are dye-based inks. I don't recommend alcohol inks or pigment inks because they can alter the color of your foils. But they are beautiful and ready to go. So there you go. That is the Gina K Fuse Foiling System. It makes learning to foil very simple. If you want more information on the Fuse Foiling System or where you can order, I will have the links down below. All of these items are available now at the Gina K shop. Again, you can shop US, Canada machines are available. They did sell out very quickly when it was in the Lilac pre-order system, but now it is available US, Canada, Europe, Australia, or at your local Gina K retailer. We have brand new Poly-glaze, which are available. And if you are interested in winning this system, which I just used tonight, all you need to do is go check out Gina K's new release. I will have the link down below for you, and tell me what is your new favorite Gina K new release. Comment down below. I will leave the drawing up for about a week. I will pick a winner. I will post who the winner is. You will have 48 hours to let me know that you are the winner. I will not solicit you. It will be a U.S. resident. I will pay for the shipping. And that will be it. I will post when the drawing is closed and the winner has notified me. And thank you, Miss Gina K, for supporting my channel. And thank you guys for supporting 34,000 subscribers. And again, if you want to know more about foiling, follow me. Join my Facebook group, Foiling Snobs Club. And if you had fun learning about foiling, give this video a thumbs up. Bye, guys.